Hey, what's happening? Yeah, it's six shop. Just wanted to get back into it. I did that little poll about what I should talk about for a live. Um, Last time that I was doing the reading, I was in the Valaquenta. So, I'm just going to pretty much start from there and just continue. I'll do about 10 minutes and then sort of like pick up as I go. So, the Valaquenta account of the Valar and Maiar according to the lore of Eldar. In the beginning, Eru, the one who in the Elvish tongue is named Iluvatar, made the Ainur of his thought. 1 second. Okay. Made the Ainur of his thought, and they made a great music before him. In this music, the world was begun, for Iluvatar made visible the song of the Ainur, and they beheld it as light in the darkness, and many among them became enamored of its beauty and of its history, which they saw beginning and unfolding as in a vision. Therefore, Iluvatar gave to their vision being and set it amid the void. And the secret fire was sent to burn at the heart of the world, and it was called Ea. Then those of the Ainur who desired it arose and entered into the world at the beginning of time. And it was their task to achieve it, and by their labors to fulfill the vision which they had seen. Long they labored in the regions of Ea, which are vast beyond the thought of elves and men, until in the time appointed was made Arda, the kingdom of earth. Then they put on the raiment of earth and descended into it and dwelled therein. Of the Valar, the great among these spirits the elves named the Valar, the powers of Ardar, the powers of Arda, and men have often called them gods. The lords of Valar are seven. In the Valir, the queens of Valar are seven also. These were their names in the Elvish tongue as it was spoken in Valinor, though they have other names in the speech of the elves in Middle Earth, and their names among men are manifold. The names of the lords in due order are Manwë, Olmo, Aule, Orome, Mandos, Lorien, and Tolkas. And the names of the queens are Varda, Yavanna, Niena, Este, Vire, Vana, and Nessa. Melkor is no longer counted among the Valar, and his name is not spoken upon the earth. Manwë and Melkor were brothers in the thought of Iluvatar. The mightiest of those Ainur who came into the world was in his beginning Melkor. But Manwë is dearest to Iluvatar and understands most clearly his purposes. He was appointed to be, in the fullness of time, the first of all kings, lord of the realm of Arda, and the ruler of all that dwell therein. In Arda, his delight is in the winds and in the clouds, and in all the regions of the air, from the heights to the depths, from the utmost borders of the vale of Arda to the breezes that blow in the grass. Sulmo he is surnamed Lord of the breath of Arda. All swift birds, strong of wing, he loves, and they come and go at his bidding. Excuse me. So with Manwë dwells Varda, Lady of the Stars, who knows all the regions of Ea. Too great is her beauty to be declared in the words of men or of elves. For the light of Iluvatar lives still in her face, and light is her power and her joy. Out of the depth, out of the deeps of Ea, she came to the aid of Manwë, For Melkor she knew from before the making of the music and rejected him, and he hated her and feared her more than all others whom Eru made. Manwë and Varda are seldom parted, and they remain in Valinor. Their halls are above the everlasting snow upon Olose, the uttermost tower of Taniquetil, tallest of all the mountains upon earth. When Manwë there ascends his throne and looks forth, if Varda is beside him, he sees further than all other eyes, through mist and through darkness, and over the leagues of the sea. And if Manwë is with her, Varda hears more clearly than all other ears the sound of the voices that cry from east to west, from the hills and valleys, and from the dark places that Melkor has made upon earth. Of all the great ones who dwell in this world, the elves hold Varda most in reverence and love. Alberith, see, sorry. So Alberith, hold on one second, sorry, I lost my place. Alberith, they name her, and they call upon her name out of the shadows of Middle Earth and uplift it in the song at the rising of the stars. Omo is the Lord of the waters. He is alone. He dwells nowhere long, but moves as he will in all the deep waters, above the earth or under the earth. He is next to the might to Manwë, and before Valinor was made, he was closest to him in friendship. But thereafter he went seldom to the councils of the Valar, unless great matters were in debate. For he kept all Arda in thought, and he has no need of any resting place. Moreover, he does not love to walk upon land, and will seldom clothe himself in a body after the manner of his peers. If the children of Eru beheld him, they were filled with a great dread. For the rising of the king of the sea was terrible, as a mounting wave that strides to the land, with dark helm foam crested, and raiment of mail shimmering from silver down into shadows of green. The trumpets of Manwë are loud, but Olmo's voice is deep as the deeps of the ocean which he only has seen. Nonetheless, Olmo loves both elves and men, and never abandoned them, not even when they lay under the wrath of the Valar. At times he will come unseen to the shores of Middle Earth, or pass far inland upon firths of the sea, and there make music upon his great horns, the ulumuri, that are wrought of white shell. And those to whom that music comes hear it ever after in their hearts, and longing for the sea never leaves them again. But mostly almost speaks to those who dwell in Middle Earth with voices that are heard only as the music of water. The elves say that the spirit of Olmo runs in all veins of the world. Thus news comes to Olmo even in the deeps of all the needs and griefs of Arda, which otherwise would be hidden from Manwë. Aule has might little less than Olmo. His lordship is over all the substances of which Arda is made. In the beginning, he wrought much in fellowship with Manwë and Olmo. In the fashioning of all lands was his labor. He is a smith and a master of all crafts, and he delights in works of skill, however small, as much as in the mighty building of old. His are the gems that lie deep in the earth, and the gold that is fair in the hand, no less than the walls of the mountains and the basins of the sea. The Noldor learned most of him, and he was ever their friend. Melkor was jealous of him, for Aule was most like himself in thought and in powers. And there was long strife between them, in which Melkor ever marred or undid the works of Aule, and Aule grew weary in repairing the tumults and disorders of Melkor. Both also desired to make things of their own that should be new and unthought of by others, and delighted in the praise of their skill. But Ale remained faithful to Eru and submitted all that he did to his will. And he did not envy the works of others, but sought and gave counsel. Whereas Melkor spent his spirit in envy and hate, until at last he could make nothing save in the mockery of the thought of others, and all their works he destroyed if he could. The spouse of Ale is Yavanna, the giver of fruits. She is the lover of all things that grow in the earth. So I think I'm on 38. And I'll just finish the sentence. In all their countless forms she holds in her mind, from the trees like towers and forests long ago to the moss upon the stones or the small and secret things in the mold. And that's 38 over 461. If you liked what you heard, like, subscribe. I'm going to keep at it, and have a good one.